Are you ready?
Oh, you're here.
We are
Right. Hi.
shooting already.
Hi, I'm ready. Yep.
So
Everything's prepared.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
If it's the question that I'm thinking about, yes.
Okay. I hope you are. Well, I heard that America is like a dream come true, and everybody gets rich there easily. So I would like to know, like, which job should I take theoretically if I go to USA, so I get as rich as possible.
Okay. I hope I will not crush your dreams, but I'll try to give you some things that you could dream about. So, I actually did quite a bit of research about this because
He's got a lot of papers here and
paper,
computer.
the computer is open, papers everywhere. I've highlighted things
Okay.
because asking about salaries and how you make money in the US is not that simple. This is kind of the unofficial motto of our channel. In the US, everything gets complicated. Because the salary that you can expect, of course, it depends on the type of job, but it will depend very much on where in the country you are working, which state, which city, which city also. In each state, if you're working in a rural area or in the city, it will be very different. It will depend on your level of education. It depends on your gender. It depends on your race.
Still?
Yeah. And it depends on your age. So
Does it depend on your experience too? You haven't mentioned that.
Probably, yeah. I mean, to get into those positions, you should need more experience, but not always.
Okay.
I don't have data about that though.
Yeah.
So I thought we could go through some of these different factors and then at the end decide what type of person in which place, in which profession is making the most money in the US. Do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So first, let's talk about what type of job. And actually, I have a map here that you might see behind you, but about the highest paid occupation in every state.
Okay.
What would you like? Can you make some general guesses about what probably appears there very often?
Like the best paid job.
The best paid job, the best paid
I
type of career.
Yeah. It would be lawyers and doctors.
You are right about the doctors. Yeah.
Not lawyers?
Lawyers are also definitely in the top 5, but according to this list from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, published by Business Insider, so I'm sure there is some room for discussion, but those are pretty official sources.
Okay.
In every state, the highest paid job is something in the medical field.
Okay.
It could be surgeon, it could be anesthesiologist, it could be orthodontist.
See? And beside the medical one, is there something else that
No.
pays well?
The top one in every single state is something medical.
Okay.
Now then, other top paying jobs.
Yeah.
Well, the top 5, according to Forbes, would be number 5 lawyers, pharmacists are there,
Okay.
architects, engineers, and then of course CEOs of large companies. That's kind of a different category actually.
Yeah.
And the salaries of the medical people, so it's depending on the state. Let's say for someone in one of these top medical fields, if you're one of the highest paid medical professionals in the state, then we're talking about $20,000 a month. Whereas in the Czech Republic, the average salary is around $1,000 a month.
Right.
And in the US, while these doctors and surgeons are making $250,000, $280,000 a month, the average salary across the whole US is about $62,000.
Okay, so that's
So
like
it's
3 times more. Four times
more than 4 times the average salary. Right?
Okay.
So there is that. And actually, the highest paid possible career, according to Business Insider, is to be an orthodontist, a dentist,
Dentist. Oh.
in Alabama.
In Alabama, okay.
I have no idea why. More than in California, more than in New York.
How about a fake dentist?
If you manage to sell your miracle cure for tooth pain, then the sky is the limit. Then you become a CEO of your company.
Oh. Yeah, maybe the CEO is better for me because they don't need any education, right?
Well, you just have to get hired as the CEO and be a miracle worker. So I have the list of the 100 best paid CEOs.
Are you gonna say their names?
I am not. No, I'm not. But you might be surprised. The ones that I know are actually lower in the list of the top 100. Like,
okay. So who's the first one? Let's say
Warren Buffett.
Okay, never heard of him.
He's known as a pretty rich guy, big investor. But as the head of his company, he makes $100,000 a year. Now, I'm sure there are some other perks because I think he owns his company. But then Bezos, Amazon.
Oh, okay.
He makes $1.7 million a year.
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. But he's actually number 99.
Okay.
Now, if you really want to dream big, we have to
Maybe.
look at, well, for example, another name that I knew, Rex Tillerson,
Which
number
is
13. A little while ago, he was our Secretary of State.
Oh, okay.
But before that, he was the CEO of ExxonMobil, a big gas and petrol company. He was making $27.4 million a year.
So now we're in lots of millions.
And let's just jump to number one, who is the CEO of AIG, which is a big insurance company. It is Brian Duperrault. American pronunciation would be
So how many
Duperrault.
millions?
He makes $43.1 million a year, which is not too bad. So it's better than a doctor. Maybe you might want to be CEO. Yeah. And if maybe business is not your category, maybe you look like a sporty guy, maybe you could look into more professional sports. We all know American athletes are rolling in the green, right?
I like sumo. Sumo wrestlers.
Wait, top paid sumo wrestlers are not on this list. Try again.
Okay, so
Well, one thing I will say is that the top 10 best paid athletes of all time, 9 of them are American.
But which sport is it like?
Excellent question.
American football, maybe?
Who do you think is number 1? The best paid living athlete of all time?
Like the exact athlete, not just the sport.
No, the athlete.
The athlete. Okay.
We're not playing
Pretty
to
hard.
do the strengths here.
So you have to tell me which sport.
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay. I don't know anymore. Like who's in basketball? There's probably no Jordan anymore.
Well, that's it. He's not playing right now, but he's still alive, and he is the best paid athlete.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
The best paid athlete.
Michael
ever.
Jordan. Okay.
He probably over his career he earned about 1.8 billion. Billion.
Okay.
Billion. Now after basketball, the next out of the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 of the top 6 are golf.
Golf. Oh.
Golf.
Tiger Woods, maybe.
Tiger Woods is number 2. Arnold Palmer is number 3. Jack Nicklaus is number 4, and Phil Mickelson is number 6.
Is there something after the golf? Another sport?
Then football, European football.
European?
Yeah.
In America?
No, that was the one English player, Beckham.
Oh, Beckham.
David Beckham.
Okay.
Boxing and then basketball again. Shaquille O'Neal. Kobe Bryant is also there.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could. It seems like with your build, like you have long arms. Maybe golf is the thing to think
Maybe
about.
golf. Yeah.
It seems like you could really get rich with golf.
Okay.
Well, those are some of the careers to consider. Now, very quickly, something that I mentioned at the beginning is that your salary expectations change very much depending on who you are. First, in the US, there's still a big gender gap.
So I guess the woman still gets paid like how much less?
Women get about 81% of
Okay.
what men in the same
So
positions
about
get.
20% less than men.
Something like that.
Something like
For
that.
men, the average.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I'm different color, do I actually get better or worse salary?
Worse.
Worse.
Yeah. And it's much clearer actually for men.
Mm-hmm.
Black men,
Mhm.
on average, make about 70% of what white men in the same positions make.
So even less than women. I see.
They have a more of a discrepancy than women. Yeah. Now for black women, they make about 83% of what white women make in the same position.
So actually, the worst paid job would be if you are a woman and different color than white.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Pretty much. So, yeah, not a lot of comments on that, but that's a fact that still exists, unfortunately. By gender, by race, also actually something interesting by age is women actually reach their peak salary
Mm-hmm.
between 45 and 54.
Mm-hmm.
Men reach their peak salary between 55 and 64.
Okay.
Which kind of indicates that men continue
Mhm.
getting their salary risen
Mm-hmm.
almost to the point of retirement, whereas maybe women kind of peak around
I see.
around the mid 50s. Yeah.
Mm.
So it means, there's big difference about what education you get actually. If you just
Yeah,
have a
that's
high
right.
school degree, you
Mm.
can expect an average salary of $37,000 a year,
So below average a lot.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get a bachelor's degree, you can expect an average of 66,000, which is
Mhm.
slightly above
Yeah.
average.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a master's degree or more, you can expect an average of 77,000.
So just a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, another 11,000, another
Yeah.
$1,000 a year, a month is
No,
not,
why
is not too
not?
bad. So with all that
Uh-huh.
information, what type of person in which career is making the most money in a standard career?
So 50 years old white man being a CEO, right?
Well, yeah, as for standard careers, according to
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
information, it would be
yeah.
being a dentist in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
But
Unless you are a sportsman.
right,
Then
right.
you can be 18 years old woman, different color, and playing golf, and still make a lot of money.
Could be. There were no women on the top
Yeah.
10 list of
So-
best paid athletes, but
The America could still be the dream come true
well,
if you get lucky.
let me put it like this: that I would say it's becoming harder and harder to go to the U.S. and to know that everyone will have an opportunity to become middle class, to be successful.
Mhm.
For a lot of people going to the U.S. from foreign countries, it's becoming quite difficult.
Yeah.
But if you're one of the lucky ones,
Mm-hmm.
the U.S. is one of the best places to be one of the lucky ones, because the people who are on the top of their careers in the U.S. are making more money and have more luxurious lifestyles than the people who are successful in probably any other country.
I see.
I would say it like this. It's also
So it's
the best.
like 50 to 50%, so I can get really good salary or really bad. Probably nothing in the middle.
If your philosophy of life is everything or nothing,
Yeah.
then go to the U.S. I would say that's.
Okay.
Now that's a bit unfair. It's still quite possible to work your way into the middle class, but I wouldn't say it is the land of opportunity where anyone can go there and hope to have a better life than they had in their home country.
Yeah.
If you're lucky though, there are the opportunities. If you have a great idea for some technological innovation, it's a great place for startups.
Mhm.
It's a great place for innovation. And if your only dream is to be a millionaire, you probably have the best chances of becoming a millionaire in the US.
Okay. And if I
Still
want
not
to just earn some money, want to go to the US and maybe work in a restaurant or that, can I make some money by doing that?
It depends where. And
Uh-huh.
actually, that's the last thing that I'll bring up is
Okay.
salaries are not the most important thing, because what also matters is how much you're spending on your life
That's true.
Because making $4,000 a month in New York, you're probably saving less than someone who's making $2,000 a month in the countryside somewhere, right?
Yep.
So actually, the cities that are considered to be the best ratio of salaries to cost of living, where you could probably save the most money, 5 of them, out of the 5 of them, yes.
Yes.
Well,
So probably some small city.
no, actually. But I will say, out of the top 5 cities that have the best ratio, 3 of them are in Texas. And Texas is actually really on the rise economically. A lot of companies and startups are going there. It still has a low cost of living, but there's starting to be opportunities for high salaries.
Okay.
So if you're looking to go to the US and you just want to get a job that will help you get into the middle class, have a house, have a car, be able to save some money,
Go to Texas.
it seems like Texas is an interesting place to be. The other 2 are in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
But don't go to the big cities on the coast because cost of living is so high that even if you're making a salary that is more than you ever dreamed of in your home country, you'll probably be spending most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope that gives you a little bit more of an idea of
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
how you would make money in the US, who's making money, and where to go to make money in the US. Now, this is not advice about jobs.
By talking
or anything,
about
but
go, I will go practice golf, and I will check out Texas.
good luck with that.
See you.
Bye.